Dear students, I was talking about the way to write the analysis part in the earlier video. Let me resume. After you have write down the questions, you need to explain how this question, particular research question, will be analyzed. I gave you two examples, one on the left, another on the relationship. We'll try to follow similar style. And for the timeline, though initially we decided to have the draft submission on the Thursday of the 8th week of the course and then the final submission on the 10th week of the course, I'm afraid all these earlier decisions are now cannot be fulfilled, meaning that I doubt we have time, or I have time, to go through the draft and get back to you. What I would suggest is that just send me through email your title, your problem statement, your objectives, and your relevant research questions. I repeat, your title, your problem statement, your research objectives, and the relevant research questions. Let's say you have three objectives: objective 1, objective 2, objective 3, and then over the research question area you should have research question 1 in line with objective 1, research question 2 in line with your research objective 2, and finally research question 3 in line with your research objective 3. You send it to me by email and you wait for my signal when to submit your final piece of work. And regarding the amount or number of words in your writing, I have already mentioned to you that it should be around 2005 words. You can find all the necessary things that you need over here, like how to write. It should be in English, and then focus only on the task set in the assignment. Length around to 5,000 words. Formatting is A4 paper times New Roman font 12 with spacing 1.5. Clear title, course, name, ID, and then the cover sheet, and etc. etc. Research should use reliable and relevant sources, as I said earlier. Be ethical in all the task, even though it means a very minute task. As a researcher, please ensure you are ethical from A to Z in the procedure. That would be my advice as your research lecturer and also an examiner. I may have to, or rather need to, explain to you some of the marking scheme, because I believe if you do not know how your work will be assessed and where you can score, where you can lose marks and all that, it is wise that you go through the assignment 1 marking scheme. I may just run through it. You see, you only need to write 3 chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, with the contents that are specified earlier. But overall, you still need to provide a title. For example, here, look at my cursor. We will look into your title, whether the title is clear and adequate. It's about 10 points. They are not marks but points. Then the overall format of the project, that means whether it has a chapter 1 with the subtopic, chapter 2 with the subtopic, and then there is a title, then an abstract, acknowledgement, other preliminary section for the report, etc. All in place, you can score full marks. So this carries about 5% of the 40. 5% of the 40. So there are 3 items here, 1, 2, 3. So add up, then divide by 30, and then that will be your out of 5% left. That's your mark. All this marking cells, all these cells are will be electronically calculated. So you need not worry. What we have to do, we just put in the marks, then at the end of it we will know the total, we will know the weightage, etc. over our side. What is important to you is knowing where you can score, where you may lose your marks. So for chapter 1, the introduction background, you need to give an introduction and a background. Intro is a general intro, background relates to the context where you find this problem is existing. You see, it is also mentioned here, the problem is set in context. We need to explain the context. The problem statement, I think I told you in the last week how to write a problem statement with 5 elements within it: the purpose of the study, the objectives of the study, and the relevant research question. You just ensure what you read is in your work. You won't lose marks. Significance of a project means what your project findings and who are the beneficiary who will come to your findings and use the results. That is what we mean by significance. How does your project ultimately provide significance, to whom and in what manner? In chapter 2 is your literature review. Make sure your literature is relevant, organized, okay, right? When we say organized, please remind yourself what I did say earlier in the earlier video. Make sure you bring in your literature portion in an argumentative manner to indicate that you have read well enough on the literature and you know when to bring, where to bring, and how to bring it. That is more for the organization. It's not just copy and paste, it's more than that, to indicate your maturity in the argumentative sort of research. I expect a lot from you on that side, students. Then comes the chapter 3, the methodology. As you know, I told you we have not gone into the field, we are not executing yet, but we are only showing our plans. So just follow this. The design, you have to show the methods, the instrument that you may use. Even if you do not have the full instrument, just indicate some of the items that you will find in the instrument. If you have the instrument in full, show them the whole. Otherwise, just show a few items from there. And then, as I say, the analysis part, the research question and the analysis, they should come together. That's it for chapter 3. And finally, your project report. What else? Project report. These are very holistic things. And then finally, the language, clarity of your writing. That's it. Just look through your assessment and ensure that you know how it will be assessed, and then make sure you are smart enough to gather as much marks as possible based on your research work. I wish you success on this proposal. Thank you, class. I'll see you in the next video.